Welcome to another episode of the Ask Amity Show. My name is Edmund.
I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Cindy.
And for today's topic, we're going to talk about what employers in California cannot ask employees during the interview process. There's a few new laws in California, and we like companies and employers to know what they can or cannot ask during the interview process. So, Cindy, can you tell us one of the things that people can't ask anymore?
Yes. So one of the things employers cannot ask a prospective employee during the interview process or even on their application is their salary history. So this really came out of the equal pay movement and the idea of trying to get women to get paid the same amount as men for the same or equal type of job. So in an interview, employers should refrain from asking for salary history to a female or to a male prospective employee. Don't ask it. However, if they offer their salary history, that is okay, but in no way should an employer try to fish that type of answer from a potential employee.
Yeah, and another question is criminal background or criminal history. So obviously there's exceptions to that rule. If you have a job opportunity that requires some sort of background check, then that's an exception. But in general, if you are just a typical maybe office worker or a typical kind of job opening that does not require having a background check, the criminal background is also not allowed. So one exception would be maybe if you have an opening for a CPA position, then yes, you can ask if they had some sort of white collar crime, fraud, check fraud, any sort of that's related to the CPA position. But outside of that, a general job opening would not allow for the employer to ask the potential applicant for their criminal background and criminal history. And then, the other kind of traditional things to avoid asking, what their religion is, whether they're married, they're single, how many kids they have. These are kind of the protected class that we as employers should not ask about because it can lead to potential discrimination claims. So that's something we typically still need to avoid asking on job applications and interviews.
Yeah, so that's something that employers should keep in mind is that a potential employee can sue you even though they've never became your employee based on your hiring practices. So you want to be careful about your hiring practices and make sure you review those practice and procedures annually and especially with someone who is familiar with employment law.
All right, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have any employment law related questions, leave them in the comment below or schedule a free consultation with us. And we will see you on our next episode.